I clicked it. Okay, there we go. All right. Welcome everyone to the 5th presentation that I'm doing, Sweden Review 5. That's going to cover the events in Sweden that happened within June, as well as give you a whole roundup up to now. Hello YouTube, says Bali. What can you expect from this? Well, as you can see, it's kind of prettier than the last couple presentations. That is because I put a lot of effort into this one. A lot of effort. And I would like to stress that the content is roughly the same at the beginning, but then it gets very varied towards the end, including clip of the month as you're accustomed to. Okay, so let's get started. The beginning is the same as it always is, because I feel like we have to keep a tiny bit of legacy. So for the people who are joining us now for the first time today, what is Sweden in Review? Sweden in Review is a monthly recap of the Swedish ultimate scene that is also highlighting fun numbers and statistics. The goals are to be more aware of what is going on in the country in a fun way, to catalog just how active Sweden is with the game, collect data for regional PR purposes, and collect data for Swedish PR purposes. So far so good, let's keep going. The regions that are collaborating as well as their TOs are Örebro, we have Schmubi, Slobberop, Kobbe and Johnny G. In Skåne, we have the Psyken 5 för Gotland, we have Ligrefett, Trollhättan, Logistikos and Stig. In Köping, we have Cloudberry, Kräfttjursmannen, Butterfly, Jetson and Ramsey. Stockholm, we have Jeros, Schmexday, Pipwolf, Defsani, X Magas. In Skara, we have Vierchitrasika Skor. In Köping, we have Dato King and Serendipity. Luleå, we have Gogong, Peanuts and Gibbles. In Göteborg, we have Greppe and Time Balloon. In Piteå, we have Crowfax, Gogong and Vulcan. In Västerås, we have Ains and Leaf. In Skellefteå, I forgot the little O there, but pretend it's there. We have Robwin, Crowfax, and Gogong, and Cillian helping out with the collection of data, even though he's not a direct TO. We have Umeå with Copster, and we have Uppsala with Uber. Let's keep going. So, how many tournaments have we had so far? In June, we've had 13 tournaments, which is actually the lowest ever. The second lowest was 16 in March. May, so the month before June, was 24. This is also because a lot of scenes don't have a venue booked for the summer and are planning to reopen in the autumn. We have the scenes with 2 events, being Halmstad, Linköping, Stockholm, and Göteborg. And we have the scenes of only 1 event being hosted in Örebro, Malmö, Skara, Skellefteå, and DreamHack, which is not counted as Linköping, but it's DreamHack. So let's run down the results first. In Halmstad, we had the average attendees going to 8, up from 5, with 1 event seeing Melud taking it over Orgaloga and Oliver Diz being 3rd. And then the second tournament, Melud having won it over Oliver Diz and SS Bob getting 2nd. Linköping's average of players went up to 11, up from 9. Seeing Kräfttjursmannen win the first one, upsetting Cloudberry, and T2 getting an upset of 3 on a seed, winning over Dynamite twice, and Eder Kig G. Pipwolf, Truffle, and Asta is the second tournament, where I won, and Asta got a seeding factor upset of 1 because Vodka Truffle won against Brain Fog. And Asta won against Vodka Truffle on winner's side. Let's keep it going. Stockholm's average went to 20, down from 20.3, and they had 1 tournament having Rage winning it over Jeros, Jeros having won against Rage in winners, and we have King taking 3rd, upsetting Mint. Honorable mention to also Tree, who got a seeding factor upset of 3, winning against Mint, Phoenix, and X Magas. Elden Crow, that for some reason the PR7 in Switzerland decided to come in Stockholm, decided to go to a space. He had a seeding factor upset of 2, winning over both Rage and Mint. However, lost to Combos in winners, meaning that Combos got a seeding factor upset of 4, winning over Astra and Elden Crow. Rage DQ'd in winners, which explains why Combos got as much of a higher seed as he did. And he lost to Elden Crow in losers, whilst Combos won against him. Very odd. Gothenburg's average went to 13, up from 7, and we saw the first tournament, Time Balloon winning it over KP and Marwin being 3rd. And Marwin was seeding factor upset of 1, winning over TB and Stig getting 3rd. We had Örebro's numbers being 24, up from 19. seeing Loki win the whole thing with a seeding factor upset of 1 over Nico 92, and then we had Demistas getting third with a seeding factor upset of 2, winning against Sloborob and Grodan Ball. In Malmo, the tournament was a bit lower on the attendees, going to 10 from 23.5 of an average, seeing Pfeiffer win it all, plus Proc X getting second, and Melodies getting third. Let's keep it going. In Skara, the tournament amount went to 6, down from 7.5, seeing Dirty Deeds upsetting Black Coat for the first time in a while, if I remember correctly, and Tassika Score getting third. In HLFTO, the number went down to 6 from 8.5, seeing Nintendo getting first, Rob wins second, and Cillian third. And finally, we have DreamHack, which is not considered a region for the purposes of this sheet, but is rather its own thing, that had 39 attendees. That is, if you compare it to PXP numbers, 5 more than the previous PXP. At this event, 5 for 1. With a seeding factor upset of 4 over Schmixtape and Abel times 2, and Abel got second, Schmixtape is third. I would like to pay your attention to this because Pfeiffer's upseed factor of 4 matches Combo's upseed factor of 4, and they are the 2 best runs of this month. So congrats to Combos and Pfeiffer. General Tournament Trivia. The highest number of attendees happened at DreamHack, with 39, Örebro and Stockholm shared 24, and Gothenburg had 15. The highest number of attendees for the tournaments for the scenes that had more than one tournament was Stockholm with 20, Gothenburg with 13, and Linköping with 11. The highest cumulative attendees was Stockholm with 40, Gothenburg with 26, and Örebro with 24. The average attendees went up from 13.33 to 14.53, despite the fact that the amount of tournaments went down. More on that later. So, let's start. Who is the person with the most tournaments in June? Come on! Any guesses? Any guesses? Any guesses? Toby won for most tournaments in June. Schmixtape, Toby won, Kenobi. Me? There's no way that's me. It is, in fact, Tree with 4 tournaments in June, so 1 a week. And Astra, Meet and Xmagas being close with 3. How about most out-of-region events? Any guesses? Out-of-region events? Oh, we'll get to Toby 1 later, it's fine. Astra, Rage. Rage never travels. The hell, where is he going? Home? The hell? Tree and Logisticos with 2 are the most traveled people or attendees in the month of June, with 2. Okay, so how many unique players attended only in the month of June? What were we thinking? Guess, guess, guess. $128. I need to... It's fine, that probably won't happen again. 5 quadrillion? No, we are talking about 156 players who attended in the month of June, down from 183 in May. And later I will give you info on what this figure actually entails in the context of Sweden. Okay, so this is the half-year roundup part. So let's start. How many tournaments has each scene had? Well, these are the scenes and the tournament's amount. And it's ordered in ascending order. Piteå had 0, Uppsala had 2, Umeå 2, blah, 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 blah. And the scene with the most amount of tournaments for this year, or for this half a year, is Linköping with 15. You can't see the bottom. That is a big deal. Thank you for telling me. Let's see if I can disable that without it taking too long. Let us see here. Nope, that is incorrect. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, that should be good. So, Linköping had the most amount of attendees with, tournaments with 15. Gothenburg being the second with 13. How about attendees instead. These are the cumulative number of attendees, and we have Stockholm leading by a lot over Jönköping with 298 attendees. I'm gonna give you just a second to look at the graph here. Just to take it all in. Maybe you want to see a specific scene. Anyway, on we go. And then we have the largest tournaments being held. Jönköping wins with 51, which is the tournament that happened the first time. I'll give you some context about PTO. PTO is 0, but that's because they're having trouble with the menu. As a matter of with the venue. As a matter of fact, they're gonna have their first tournament the 29th of July, I believe it was. So they're going to finally have their first tournament. Apart from that, this is what it looks like. And on we go. And this instead is average participants, where Jönköping wins by a fair amount over every other scene, having an average of 42 participants at every one of their events. On we go. Cumulative numbers. With all this said, cumulatively, we've had 1,602 attendances at every tournament held in Sweden. Well, cumulative with every tournament held in Sweden, which are 111. If we count Smash for Winter, then we have to take into consideration there were 1,628 attendees at every Swedish event, plus Smashboard. If we count Smash for Winter, there have been 112 tournaments which were either done in Sweden or a large amount of Swedes went to. Which also brings me to a discussion about Terra. Will I be keeping track of Terra? I am not so sure, but there's so many people going there, I just might. Sounds like a lot. Half a year is a good amount, dude. This is the cumulative amount. It's not as much as you think it is. Anyway, on we go. You guys wanted graphs? I'll give you graphs. So, let me just go away here for a second. Nope, that's the wrong one. Where am I? There I am. All right. Taking us to Holy Graph Land. Either way, these are the average attendees per month compared to tournaments per month. And you might notice something about the relationship between the two graphs. However, I'm gonna give it a second for you to take it in. Take it in real quick if you see any patterns or anything, and then we'll get back to into it in just a second. Because we're about to head into Nerdland. And why do I call it Nerdland? Well, I call it Nerdland because I try to look into the relationship between average attendees and tournaments. Is there a correlation between the two? How strong? By using the correlation command in Excel, we get a value that corresponds to the amount of correlation between attendees and tournaments. It turns out that this value is negative 0.59, meaning that the values are highly correlated. That is very expected. You know, average attendees probably does have something to do with tournaments. But now we do something we should not do to determine the direct effect. And I'll explain why we shouldn't do it in a second. By using multiple linear regression, we can then identify the exact effect of a +1 tournament on average attendees per month. To put it simply, by using statistics, I can calculate the effect of how many attendees, average attendees, increase or decrease depending on how many tournaments are done. Theoretically, I should not be doing this, and the reason I should not be doing this is because the two numbers are, you know, kind of connected into each other. However, we can still estimate the effect anyway, even though the interpretation might be a bit different than reality. So, I did just that. And how do we start? In order for this analysis to work, we need to isolate everything that could affect the dependent variable. In this case, the dependent variable is the average amount of attendees at every tournament. By keeping it simple, for the sake of this presentation, we break it down into two independent variables. So two things that affect the amount of average attendees, one of them being the tournament amount. So one of them is the tournament amount per month, and the seasonality of Smashy Bros tournaments. Tournament amount is self-explanatory. I also added seasonality number. January and February are 1, March and May are 2, June is 3. These are not to be interpreted, they're just there for controlling, and the reasoning is January and February locals are starting up again with their highest numbers. March and May, this effect lessens. And in June is when school starts to end, summer vacation starts, there are less events. These are my two variables. So, without getting too complex on the numbers, I made this graph that you see on the top right, or this table on the top right. These are the variables I used. They're binary variables for March, May, and June. And the default is the values for January and February. Without getting too technical, if you can see the results of this regression on the bottom right. Now, you might have to zoom in a little bit, but all we care about is the p-value of tournaments. Because this value is less than 0.05, we can deduce that there is an effect, a significant effect on tournaments on average attendees. And I just give you the answer. What this means is that for every one tournament that is held in Sweden, there is a decrease in average attendees in Sweden by 0.55. My explanation is that more active scenes have a higher amount of players, and scenes with less players hold tournaments less often. And then when they do, the average is brought down. That is my interpretation. The nerd stuff is now over. However, whilst it might be over, more graphs. So let's talk about unique players. On the right here, you see an amount of cumulative players over time. We established that during the month of June, there were 156 unique players who played in at least one tournament. The total amount of unique players is now 392. This means the month of June saw a 40% participation rate over the total players who played at least one event. Some locals aren't active in summer, lowering the value, and the graph on the right shows unique players cumulative per month. March, however, was an educated guess due to missing data. However, I would like to point you to the fact that the trend line is almost matching to 1, which means that there is a steady increase of people entering the scene every month. There is a big note, however, that even though there is an increase in attendees that is roughly the same throughout every month, DreamHack made a lot of people from out of country enter the sheet. So even though the increase in competitors is increasing steadily, it is a bit disingenuous to say that it's as steady as we think. What we can say, however, is that there is an increase in players. That 100% is a fact. This is just a cool, a cool addendum. We're reaching the half-a-year mark. I decided to change the definition of active player from 2 tournaments attended to 3. According to the previous rule, requirement of 2, there were 239 active players up to June, up from 225 up to May, up from 203 up to April. This is gonna get a bit confusing, so please follow me here. What this means is that of the people who played at least 2 events, in April there were 203, in May 225, and in June 239. The active rates were then 239 over 392 for this month, which is 60%. In June, there were less people on the sheet, so therefore the activity rate was 62%. And in April, the activity rate was 62% as well. Therefore, the overall trend is stable. And I would like to say that because this trend is stable, and because the graphs before showed a steady increase in the amount of cumulative people adding to every month, this is proof that there is an active growth in the Smash Bros. Ultimate community in Sweden. Active growth, steady growth, which is almost unthinkable in a game that is considered dying. However, I now changed the requirements of activity to 3. With the new rule, we start off with there being 192 players up to June that can be considered active, which is instead a 50%, 49% active rate for Sweden, the total being 392 unique. So, to the right was a fun experiment. What if we increase tournament required for active players? So, obviously, what you'd notice is that if you decrease the amount of active tournament that you need for for be considered active under this criteria, you would see a huge drop off at the beginning, less and less, less and less, less and less. That's because more people who play more tournaments are more towards the bottom, and you should follow a logarithmic curve. And I would just like to point out that I had Excel graph the trend, and it's almost perfectly a logarithmic curve, almost perfectly. So the drop off of events played in an active terms is mathematically accurate to a logarithmic curve, and I thought that was kind of cool. I mentioned before that the active players in June were 156, this being the number of players who went to at least one tournament in June. How does this compare to the amount of active players? 2 and 3 tournaments required. So 156 went to at least one tournament in June. So 239 is the amount of active players, 156 is the amount of players that went to at least one tournament. So therefore, there is a 65 participation compared to those who have only played 2 or more tournaments the entire year. So 65% of those considered active also played in June. However, with the new rule, we have 192 active players, which means that 156 out of 192 active players participated in the month of June, which is an 81% participation compared to those who have played 3 or more tournaments. 81% of those now considered active also played in June. Because of the higher percent, and as some locals are currently closed down, we can assume that 192 is roughly the amount of unique players that go to at least one tournament each month. And that therefore the requirement of the 3 tournaments required makes sense. So, just to reiterate this entire chapter and to summarize it in a very straightforward manner, 192 attendees is roughly the amount of unique players that go to at least one tournament each month in Sweden. 192. Let's keep it going. Okay, so we did this before for June, but now we do it for everything. So, people with most tournaments up to now. Who has the most tournaments attended in 2023 so far? Tree? Surely Toby won Kenobi. I'm not gonna do this for too long. Toby with 22, but he is suffering from the girlfriend nerf. He is suffering from the girlfriend nerf. And why do I think he's suffering from the girlfriend nerf? Because Tree has caught up with 21. And Schmixtape Kabir and X-Magasar in his tail with 18. So next month, we shall see if it remains the same. How about most out-of-region tournaments? What are we thinking for that? My ass is never getting a girlfriend. Am I top 5? I don't remember what I wrote. We're gonna have to see it as I uncover it. The most out-of-region tournaments is Toby with 12. And Schmixtape and Def with 10. And the most regions, Bali, Tree, and Toby all went to 7 regions, and Schmixtape went to 6. DreamHack and Smashburg are counted as the same location for the purpose of this sheet. Bali specifically has been a bit of a traveler. Out of 11 tournaments, 8 of them were outside of his home region, where he has played the most, which is Stockholm. A bit of a traveler, Mr. Balibo has been. A bit of a traveler. Me skipping logos to go to Orevro and shit, it's all for the sheet, Alright, let's go into characters. You know the deal. What is the most played character by everyone? So, legitimately everyone that is in the sheet. Joker, Aegis. You know what? I'm not gonna stall it. It's Aegis by 11. We know this. It's been Aegis by a long time. Terry, Falcon, and Mario are at 9. But what about main plus secondary? Astar Aegis does not suck. Fucking Mario. There's more Marios than you think. They're in the corner. They're in the walls, dude. Cloud? Cloud's a very good guess. Cloud is a very good guess. And in fact, oh, I forgot. Bowser, Wolf, and Cloud and Kazuya are at 8 of the characters most played by everyone. Aegis is at 11 for main plus secondary. Sorry, 19, not 11. 19. 19. Anyway, Cloud Falcon are 12, which is the second lowest, second highest. Kazuya, Byleth, Wolf, and Mario are 11. Am I Kazuya? I think so. What about most secondary? We have Aegis at 8. Genki Rule, Lucina, and Fox at 5. Kinky Rule, Lucina, and Fox at 5. And I just want to say something. Up until this point, I was a tiny bit uncertain about whether or not I was correct, but then this tweet came out. The most common ultimate main in each country for the first half of 2023. And Sweden is Aegis. I am validated. The street that proves it all. I am validated. That tweet was so wrong. How was it wrong? How? Anyway. What about the least played characters? The combination of the top 4 characters people play, the characters only have one of them with main plus secondaries, plus tertiaries, for quaternaries. We have Ices, Dr. Mario, Lucario, Me Sword Fighter, Duck Hunt, and Villager is no longer the only played by one person. Smasher 89, Floppy, and Nashi are the people representative for Ices, Lucario, and Duck Hunt, being in Skara, Linköping, and Skara, respectively. Characters not played at all. Come on, let's guess. Let's get this one. I don't want to just reveal it. Guess it. Guess it. No one. Rob. We have no Rob mains. Pichu. Pichu's a good guess. Probably some top tier because Sweden hates them. Well, I don't know if Mega Man's a top tier or Chrom or Pichu, but these are the characters. Pichu, Chrom, and Mega Man. Roy's played, but they're different enough where I warrant Chrom being on the list. The same as last month. Alright, so then I looked into it a bit different. Now that I have changed the definition of what warrants as an active player, what are the main differences? Well, your sheet hasn't been updated, email, so I can remove Pichu next time if your sheet is updated. The most main character is still Aegis, but compared to how it was before, we have a reduction of 2 players. Cloud is at 8 with a reduction of 0, Terry is at 7 with a reduction of 2, and Bowser is 7 with a reduction of 1. Kazuya has 6 people that main him with a reduction of 2, Falcon 6 reduction of 3, Mario 6 reduction of 3, and Wolf at 4 with a reduction of 4, leading me to believe that Wolf specifically is a character that a lot of people that don't play the game very much play. Interestingly enough. Maple secondary, we have Aegis at 16, which is -3 from the other part. Joker at 10, which is -0, and Cloud at 10, which is -2 from before. Falcon is at 9 with -3, Kazuya is at 8 with -3, Byleth at 9 which is -2, Wolf is at 6 which is a -5, and Mario is at 7 with a -4. So again, Wolf and Mario seems to both be characters that are the poster childs of what this game is, apparently, because as soon as a person gets slightly more competitive, Wolf and Mario gets dropped. That is my analysis based on 2 pieces of data. The most secondary are Aegis with a reduction of 1 at 7, Byleth with a reduction of 0, which I think is supposed to be 4. So 4 Byleths with a reduction of 0, 4 Roys with a reduction of 0, and 4 Marks with a reduction of 1. We also have King K. Rool at 3, which is -2, Lucina at 3, which is -2, and Fox at 3, which is -2. So far, so good. How has this segment been? How has this segment been so far? You guys happy, yeah? Everything good so far? Entertained? I'm not done, I think we're about halfway. Alright, so here comes the shit. Least played characters active. Combination of the top 4 characters people play. The characters that only have a 1 of them we made for secondaries plus tertiaries plus quaternaries. Stream muted? No, I don't think so. Can you hear me, guys? I would need feedback. We hear you. Nice. Okay, so I'll keep going. Okay. We have Kirby, Peach, Ices, Dr. Mario, Lucario, Wii Fit Trainer, Meteor Fighter, Duck Hunt, Piranha Plant, and Hero. So, if we consider active people, these are the characters that only have a 1 on them, which is an addition of Kirby, Peach, Wii Fit Trainer, Piranha Plant, and Hero compared to a general layout. T2 plays Kirby, Bali plays Peach, Smasher89 plays Ices, Floppy plays Lucario, Bambi plays Wii Fit, Nashi plays Duck Hunt, Robwin plays Piranha Plant, and Combos plays Hero. Characters that are not played at all, we have Pichu, Chrome, and Mega Man with the addition of Villager for active players. Whoop. Sorry, guys. Alright. And so, having said all this, let's go to the last part of this presentation, where I announce your brand new Swedish half-year PR. Which stands for Pip Rank, not Power Rankings. It stands for Pip Rank. It stands for Pip Rank. This is not a PR. This is Pip Rank XD. Not enough events and heads-to-heads have happened to make any kind of legitimate PR. This was an attempt at making a ranking that had validity, but that was not defined as the end-all be-all of one. Think of this ranking as a guideline for who's doing well in and out of the country. More on that later. This was done with the help of some of the TOs who have been helping me with the sheet. Again, I would like to stress, this is not a PR. This is Pip Rank. I tried to bait you. It's Pip Rank. So let's keep it at that. So, to begin, I'm a big advocate for when criteria is given and guidelines provided to someone who is essentially being graded. I will therefore talk to you through the general steps of this ranking and my contributions and the TO's contributions. Let us begin. The steps. All the steps revolve around me posing a question on Google Forms and getting answers that would define the directions that the rankings would take. First question. How many events would someone need eligible for PR? Should invitationals count for eligibility? The consensus was that invitationals should not count towards eligibility, and seeing that by the end of June we would have had 4 PXPs, Smashwork and DreamHack, there was a toss-up between 2 and 3 events required. This is the outcome. The vote was a bit too close for me. So I decided to continue as if we were making a ranking for 2 events. Make people choose between 2 different rankings later, one with the people under criteria A, which is 2 events, and one under criteria with criteria B, which is 3 events. Step 2, I ran a placings algorithm. As is implied, the algorithm ranks for placing relative to the quality of events. If you want to understand how that was done, you can see the working out later when you get the offline version of the sheet. You can see a snippet there. Although you might think this is a PR algorithm on its own, it is not. Ranking algorithm needs to include both placing plus H2H. This only accounts for placings, and H2H needs human input. So what I would like to stress is that this is not an algorithm for PR. This is simply a placing algorithm. Placing algorithm. I'm gonna repeat it. I'm gonna repeat it one last time. This is not a PR algorithm. This is a placings algorithm. We good? Pip was right below Oliver Diz. I am not sure. I will have to check it later, or you can check it yourself with the offline sheet. So this is how it looks. This is a placing algorithm. So what I ended up doing is that I gave this algorithm out, randomized as to reduce bias, and the TOs were then asked to pick 15 people out of the list of everyone, and 10 people are the people who were not in bold. I would like to reiterate, I would like to send you back your attention over here to this ranking real quick. You notice that some names are in bold and some names are not in bold. The names in bold are those who have done only 2 tournaments, and the people that are not bold have done 3 or more tournaments. So therefore, I asked the TOs to pick 15 people of the list of everyone and 10 people are the people who were not in bold. Bold are only 2 events. I added everyone that was even remotely suggested between both selections to the list of players to be decided for top 15. In the end, I think I had roughly 22 people on a list. But then I asked to filter out the top 15 unordered. I then provided with H2H and placings data, which I will show you after I present the ranking. This H2H data has 2 charts. One H2H data for all events, and one H2H for all the events that counted for eligibility, which is Speaksbees, Smashwork, and DreamHack. This was for some H2H to be valued more than others. Unordered top 15 was given by all collaborating TOs. I took the results and averaged them out. They also voted for out-of-country results and wins to count. Ambil, for example, is an out-of-country win. I only intervened when there was a tie, which happened once, and I will tell you when this tie happens. I then decided the ranking of that one spot. Otherwise, I had no direct influence in voting. All I did was collect the data, be unbiased as hell, and collect people mathematically. I believe the next slide is the PR. No, it's not. Then after this, there was one last step. After an average ranking was laid in place, I went back and made 2 ranking out of it. A top 15 one with everyone who was included, and a top 10 with everyone who had 3 or more events. I also made another 2 rankings, a top 15 and a top 10 one, but using the algorithm plus human input H2H value. As I said before, what I showed you prior was a placings algorithm, not a ranking algorithm, so I have to add the H2H value in it. I then left it up to a vote whether algorithm or votes should be used, and whether it should be a top 15 or a top 10 ranking. And as you see, now majority of the votes said that this ranking should be based on the voting, and it should be a top 15 rank and not a top 10 rank. Meaning that it is a ranking that requires 2 events to be a part of. 2 events. Not 3, 2 events. So, the ranking is exclusively in writing. There is no pretty graphic to make it official. Reminded this means very little in the grand scheme of things. This ranking is just for fun. Usual disclaimer, none of this was made to attack anyone. It was a fun experiment to try and make a ranking with the other TOs with limited data. This took about a month and a half of continuous back and forth. Continuous back and forth over a month. I gathered the data, I provided it to the TOs, and they answered with Google Forms over the time. If you're offended by your placement or lack of your presence, either compete more for the latter or just keep grinding to prove yourself for the prior. Presenting Pip Rank, called as such to bait you into saying PR. At number 15, we have Mr. Bali himself. At number 14, I present you Crown. At number 13, I present you Mr. Max himself. At number 12, I present you Tylon. At number 11, I present you Gyros. At number 10, I present you Plump. At number 9, I present you Mint. At number 8, I present you Bambi. Alright, where are we going after this? Any guesses? Any guesses? I refuse. Any guesses? Any guesses? At number 7, we have me. We have me at number 7, which, you know. And at number 6, we have Marwin. So, fun fact about this placement for Marwin. Me and Marwin were tied, actually. We were completely tied, and I thought it would be extremely stupid for me to be above him. So I have no idea what happened, but I put myself lower, because there is no way I am 6th. There'd be no way statistically I'm above Marwin, not in a million chance. At number 5, we have I Refuse. And now we have the top 4. You guys ready? You guys pumped? So now it's Rage, Mix, Pfeiffer, Chongus. Yes, but in what order? On number 4, we have Rage. Very straightforward, right? But now in what order will they be? For 3rd place, we have Pfeiffer. Which, even though you might not believe it, that's the outcome that came out. For 2nd, we have Schmixtape. And for 1st, we have Chongus. I will now show you the data. And I will try and explain why Schmixtape is 2nd opposed to 3rd. This is the data that I provided. On the left, you see the placements, you see everything of the placements. The chat might be obfuscating a bit, but that's the placements for PXP1, PXP2, PXP3, PXP4, DreamHack, and Smashboard. On the right, you have 2 head-to-head sheets. The one at the top contains everything, every local, every grudge match in a local, anything at all. And the ones underneath, there is a PXP, DreamHack, and plus Smashboard. What I think happened in terms of how Pfeiffer and Schmixtape were calculated was that, and I agree to some extent, that Schmixtape win over Nitox and 9 at Invasion outweighed Pfeiffer's win on on Ambil. Because at the end of the day, by winning DreamHack, you won against an out-of-country person. So the Nitox win matters a lot. And on we move forward. How do head-to-head sheets work? They work exactly as you see them here. I used a collecting algorithm that collected every head-to-head, and I also double-checked if it worked by collecting everything manually myself. Is there anything specific you want to know about this? TB only played 1 event. KP also only played 1 event. Alright, let's move on. Okay, it's time for that one clip of the month section. So, I have a question. Would you rather... It's fucking gone. Would you rather me talk about clip of the month first, or would you rather me talk about the sheet first? What would you like to... Do you want to ask questions first, or do you want to see the clip of the month first? That is the question. Questions first, clip of the month first, sheet first. I don't have any question. I have 2 people that say questions first. I don't have any questions. Okay, let's start off with the questions since there's not a lot. So, this is the up. This is this. Let's start off with the questions since this is gonna take the least amount of time according to people. So, let me just send this over to the chat. Actually, let me do this first and I'll send it over to chat. So, do you have any questions regarding the PR work? Regarding anything I have done? Anything at all? I want direct questions this time around, not stuff like who's playing this character. I would like focus questions. Wait, I want a Bambi result rundown. No problem. PR work results. You see everything over here, everything is loading. You see Bambi has gotten these results. 7 at PXP1, which is the most stacked, 4th at PXP2, 9th at PXP4, and 33rd at Smashboard. I just wanted to ask, assuming Sweden had good head-to-head results, how exactly do you determine who's the best player from those results? Subjective. That's why you have a long list of panelists to average out bias. Effectively that. You have a lot of panelists, they filter out data, and you decide. Though, what I will say is that even though the Pfeiffer Schmixtape thing is very close, There used to be a similar case back last year when there was this one player, I don't remember who, had a really losing record against another one. But if you have a winning record against someone else, but then you have a winning record against everyone else that he has a winning record against, or mostly, and you have more winning records, and you have a 9th at the invasion, I'd say that counts for a lot. What determines that Big Chunga is an important win by the summon? Is it their placement ranking? Completely. The algorithm uses placement rankings. But what people do is their own objective opinion. Or subjective, rather. Do you have any questions about any of my work? I have a lot of data here. If you were interested about the things you asked me before about the placings algorithm, this is the placings algorithm. You wanted to know who was below Oliver Diz? It was Metal Heavy. But one thing for me to highlight about this placement algorithm is that when it starts going below the third teams, it starts fucking up a bit because the gap between the third team and 7th team is extremely high. And therefore, there's a lot of people who are lower down by very bad results. How is it that Diddy has more than one main? I do not wish to answer that because I do not have the time, but I can send the sheet after and you can see for yourself. Send it. I will send it very soon. Apart from that, yeah. That's it. Nothing else to really show. These are the 4 rankings. They're roughly the same, actually. So, and I would like to say that if it was to end up a top 10, this would have been what the ranking would have been a top 10. So Schmickstape, Pfeiffer, iReviews, Marwin, Bambi, Mint, J-Rose, Max, Bali, and Truls. This is what a top 10 with 3 tournaments or more required. This is what it would look like. So in a way, I guess you could say that Truls is 16. Top 16. Alright. That's all of that. Are there any more questions? Are there any more questions? Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you for the follow. I can't see your name. Fubia. Thank you for the follow, Fubia. First to 5. I not right now, bro. That's not happening right now. All right. So, what's your favorite food? I have no idea, bro. Planka's pretty good. It's KE. Hello, KE. Oh, 11 minutes. True. All right. So, let's move on. Clip of the month. The most hype section of the week. So, Truls decided to send me 3 clips, one of which is supposed to be a funny clip. So, in fairness, I will eliminate them between each other immediately. So let me close out everything I have. Oh, right, I have to send this. So, this is this, which is the sheet. Yes. So if you want to see it, you can see it here. I will now send it to the tournament discussion, as promised. Here's the sheet for this, for the month of June. If you're interested in the pip rank stuff, it is the last 3 sheets. If you want help with anything or ask me questions, feel free to ask. Sheet not loading? In what way? Do you just see a loading that's infinite? You just have to either wait or reload. So, let's look at this then. Whoops, something went wrong. Okay, well there is a missing clip apparently. Let's see if I can recover it. What? Okay, well, this Truls clip is dead. I am going to try again.
Hits in, and we're already at the 60% mark. Agree with you.
Okay, so this won't work. I don't know why that happened. Okay, are we ready? Are we hype? Are we pumped? I need to delete my name. Okay, so you guys know the rules. I show you 2 clips. I have never seen these clips before. Truls has submitted 2 real clips, and therefore I am going to eliminate them between each other. This is clip number 1. In 3, in 2, in 1.
Many hits in, and we're already at the 60% mark here. 70.
Ooh, and there is air dodge
That's
again.
it. Finally.
He has
Good
read
guy.
so many air dodge on there, man.
Oh, getting the air dodge.
Nice.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of air dodges from Trolls, like falling down, and I think, you know, even if he gets hit
Nice.
for it a lot,
Oh,
it's
frame
still
traps
good.
him. Now he's yellow. Could be some damage.
Okay.
Oh.
I feel like, and he gets the fair, and he takes the stock, and that's a big lead.
That was
Like
a
not
great lead.
huge, but getting that stock first for Trolls is huge since it's huge when he hits in.
Okay, so that's clip number 1. That was clip number 1. This is clip number 2. You guys ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
And the timing on like the landings on Trolls hitting those,
As it looks now, who do you think is the winner of the set?
it's really hard to.
Oh my god.
Oh,
He got- he
I
got
mean,
forward
this
of
game for sure is looking. Trolls
Nice
is
grab.
like he's getting so many good stuff.
Almost frame
Good
traps
things.
again.
Gets the ledge trapping. Like Trolls is really getting a lot of like he's capitalizing off the ledge so much, like ledge trapping. Up upper on Charizard.
Wait, was the clip the up throw up air?
And the time.
Nah, this is immediately disqualified. That's the clip! The up throw up air! Inkling up air! What? What? Nah, you know what? I'm good. I'm good. This clip is going, bro. It's dead. This clip is dead. I don't even... No. Dead clip. Let's go with... Let's go with Stig. Let's go with Stig. Alright, so this is Stig's clip. You guys ready? In 3, in 2, in 1, go. That was the clip. Okay, which one do you guys like more? The Truls one or this one? Can I, is there any way I can do straw poll or something? I'm gonna try doing the vote feature again. Have you done my clip already? I have not. Can we skip them both?
They're already at the 60% mark.
Stig by a lot. Alright, let's just eliminate Truls real quick. Yeah, I mean you're not wrong. You're not wrong. The Truls clips are kind of sus. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You are definitely not wrong. I think I'm gonna go ahead and do a bit of this. Typing the name of the person who sent it. That's actually not that bad of an idea. Actually, I like that. I like that. Let's do Stig or Let's do tree. Steeg or tree. I have not seen any of these clips, so... Alright, you guys ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Alright. Quick and simple. Oh my god. Fair, 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 fair. He's such a Falcon player. I think this is a 3 win, right? Do I even have to ask? Do I have to ask? Show again? I'll try one more time for posterity. Oh. Alright, let's see what the chat says. Alright, let's see here. Notepad. So I see 3 and I see... Oh, it's 4-4? You did it for me? No, don't vote twice, please. Don't vote twice, please. So I'm gonna say, now write it. I see 2 Steegs. I see 1 tree. 3 trees even. 4 trees, 5 trees, 6 trees. 3 Steegs. Oh, okay, okay. No, that's it. Tree has won. Tree has won, and therefore this clip goes to space. We have 4 clips left. Let's go with Bali. Let's go with the Bali clip. Why not? Alright, you guys ready? 3, 2, 1, go. That's the clip. That's the clip. Let me see if I can fix this. Let me see if I can do this. The clip's past broadcast has expired and chat replay is no longer available. Can you please send me the clip again? Can you please send me the clip again since you're already here? Okay, while he's looking for that tree, for that one, let's, I have no idea what it says 2023, there you go. Yeah, let's just move on to the next one while he's looking for it. Let's go for truffle. Let's go with truffle. Oops. Alright. Oh, this is on me. Okay, this is on me. Alright, this is on me apparently. 3, 2, 1, go. We're comparing 2 trees, that is correct. Okay, and then I realized I had no jump apparently. Oh, Pipwolf lost his heart? I did not, unfortunately. Alright, so what are we voting? I'm gonna give you 2 seconds. Tree truffle. And just a reminder on what he's competing against. He's competing against this. Alright, so now right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on tree. 6 on tree. I see no truffles. I see exactly 0 truffles. Oh, okay, that's 1 truffle. Okay, I think there's a clear winner here. I'm sorry, Truffle. Down to the depths you go. All right, let's see if I can find the body clip again. So this is competing with Tree. Oh my god! Oh. Oh. All right. This is DreamHack, so it's a thing. 3, 2, 1.
Bounced away like on the ground.
Yeah, that was weird. I thought it was going to be a tech situation.
Oh, that's the shot you can. Great SCI. No.
He was so unlucky.
Oh wow!
No,
I don't.
No, he left.
Wow.
No,
Yeah.
no.
That's the like. I can already hear people like moaning in disgust.
I would just like to say, did you guys hear the last part of that VOD? I'll just repeat it.
Hear people like moaning in disgust.
Yes, I can already hear people moaning.
Yeah. That's the like. I can already hear people like moaning in disgust.
Anyway, alright, that fucking tilts me, dude. Oh my god, I'm so tilted. So, Tree, volley, and now, go. Okay, that's 3 trees. 4 trees, 5, 6, 7, 8 trees, 9 trees. Okay, Vali, you're out of here. Fuck your clip. I didn't like it either. The king clip just makes me sad. True, that's what I mean. This is a charity like. This is a charity like. Out of there. Out of there. You are gone. Goodbye, Vali. I just played better. Shut the f. Alright. Okay, and now we have the Morrowind clip, which is competing against Tree's clip. Alright, you guys ready? Three, 2, 1, go.
Mario, Sora. Oh, he has the combos, right? Although I might be wrong with that because he kills off the top a lot. There's high blasters on that. I'm probably wrong actually. He probably doesn't like it. Anyway, good up air there by Marwin, catching the tech roll in on the platform.
No, we have the exception.
Oh, and we have the
Finally,
noobs.
they're hitting. Yo!
Oh my god.
He was so happy. Look at him. He got.
Why does he like?
Oh my, no throws. Both your clips got fucking, no, both of them got dumpstered immediately. I'm sorry, but I love this. As a Kazuya player,
Oh, and we have the
Finally, they're
noobs.
hitting.
We have the
Yo!
noobs.
Yo!
as a Kazuya player, I am sorry, but this is insane. That is insane. Marwin, Tree. Like, do I even have to ask? Go. Now. Go. Do I even have to ask? Do I even have to ask? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 on Marwin. 3 on Marwin. 6 on... Wow. 1, 2... 2 more on Marwin. 3 at 7. Wow. Really? Let me recount that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is 6 trees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trees. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. What? What? 4. You guys are fucking blind, dude. You're telling me
Yo! He was. Why does he like Battlefield?
Mario.
Sora.
Oh, just because he has the combos, right? Although, I might be wrong with that, because he kills off the top a lot.
I changed my vote to Marwin.
Probably wrong, actually. He probably doesn't. Anyway, good up air there.
Both clips are cringe. Give it to Marwin. I'm not just gonna give it to Marwin. Dude, look at his face. You're telling me that he doesn't deserve this? My clip was better than trees. Okay. We already know from your seeding discussions, your opinions are a bit the way they are, bro. But not seeding. Okay, seeding I can maybe agree with, it's subjective. But the clips were bad, bro. I'm sorry, dude. The clips were bad. I am sorry, dude. Oh, no. I'm sorry, dude. Ah. Okay, I'll do it one last time. Alright, write it now. Go. Okay, I now need to count. 1, 2, 3, 4 Marwin. Oh god, there's too many. Please do not write again, by the way. Please do not write again. I am going to get confused. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Marwin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 wins. 3 wins. Alright, 3-1. 3-1. That's just it. If you vote for 3, I will find you. Nope, it's over. It's over. I'll count again, one last time. I'll try one again, one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Marwin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 trees. Well, nah, you can't just come in last second. Nah, you can't. You can't do this, bro. What is this? And Marwin 8? Okay. Alright, well it's 8-8. It's 8-8. I stopped the count. The count is finished. The count is finished, and I would like to say that in a situation where both players are tied, just like I did for Pip rank, I'm gonna be the one voting. Marwin wins this. There ain't no way you're letting me have... No. Marwin wins this. I apologize. I am sorry. Marwin is winning this. I only vote when it's a tie. I am voting today. Nah. You ain't getting this. That's my streamer. Hang on, there is one last clip because Trolls wanted to show it. So now it's the Marwin clip against this.
God, like the oh my god, you can hear the chants in the background. Oh no! Imagine. It traded? I'm shouting so hard right now. It traded, but like, look at this, 250 almost. There's a no way. He went all in, man. Oh wow. Damn, bro. I respect. Oh my god.
What a fist bump, dude.
Wow.
What a.
Oh my god.
Fantastic. Shut the fuck up, Rage. I vote Trolls. Alright. So then I have to ask. Now, I only count after my name. Can we watch a handshake in slow motion? No. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4 trolls. Oh god, I'm gonna wait until the chat is done. Frame by frame? I don't even know how to do that. Actually, should I disqualify it because it's Lancelot who posted it and Trolls being cringe? I could. Nah, you're not voting for yourself. Get out of there. What is that? Get out of there. What is this? No? And then you call me biased. The hell is this? Alright, I'll count it now. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm ignoring yours. So 5 trolls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah, shit. I'm on it. Oh, no. No. And Amon swings the vote to trolls. Let me recount one last time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I am not voting. I do not vote unless it is dead even. I do not vote until the thing is dead even. Bro, this is cheating. You didn't even gather this yourself. This is so cheating. This is cheating, bro. This is so cheap. Lancelot did the work for you. Oh, look at the handshake in slow-mo. Can I even? How can I do it? How can I do it? Here? Alright, it's time. Okay, let's see. It's whatever the game wants it to be, dude. Okay, let's see. They go for the handshake. Nope, it's a fist bump. No, it's a grab. No, it's a fist bump. No, it's a miss. And then it's a light fist bump miss. And then a grab that's just laid out. And then he's just like, he's shaking that hand. Like, what did I just lose to? Okay, fantastic. I have now reviewed it in slow motion. And I guess, he pushed the chair into a camera off screen. That's a pop-off. Let's see if we can capture the exact moment that happened. Oh, dude, that pop-off is so fast, dude. My god. Alright, I guess with that, either your vote counts. No, I can't. It's not even. It's not even. The vote does not count. That is where I draw the line, dude. Now I'm gonna do Control F until everything works again. Control F until everything works again, and I'm back where I belong, at the bottom right of the screen. There we go. Alright. I suppose this is the end of it all. I suppose that Trolls wins. Sweden in review. Number 5. June edition. I would like to say a couple more things. Or at least one more thing. It has come to my attention that Space was run on Smash GG this time around. The fact that it is run on Space makes me question whether there's gonna be more tournaments run on Space. The original intent of this document and this project was to categorize all the tournaments, including the ones from Challenger mode. Run on Star GG, sorry. If more tournaments aren't going to be run on Challenger mode, I do not see why I should keep going with this project every month. So I'm on a bit of a standstill here on what to do, because it's a lot of time and effort. We don't know what PXP locals. I have no idea. I have no clue. And therefore, what I am going to say is that if Sweden stops using Challenger mode, there is a very high chance that this program is dead, because it would defeat the purpose. There is a very high chance this program is dead. Bracket sucks. I mean, maybe, but there's a lot of scenes, or at least one scene that has already stopped helping me with head-to-heads because they have it on the bracket or whatever, and you do not know the amount of work that it takes to record all these stats. So, I'm gonna keep going for a bit more. But if I can't record head-to-heads, I can't give you proper stuff like the ranking I gave you today. That even though it was indicative, it was fun, right? We will crowdfund Sweden in review. What's the difference between all the websites? That they're not on StarGG. And set up a Smash Review Donation Cup for the next VXB? Bro. I don't think it's right for me to make money out of this. I don't think it's very correct. I don't think people would do it. But, like, this entire thing, it's 42 slides. It's 42 slides. This entire thing took me, just the presentation took me 3 days to completely compile. The ranking took a month and a half of back and forth. And if you're tuning in right now, I would like to stress that the ranking is not a PR. It's called Pip Rank. I wanted to make a joke on the PR and Pip Rank. It's not official. It is for fun. That alone took a month or so of me collecting data. Can you show the ranking? I can show you the ranking if you want. Sure. This is the ranking that was decided amongst the TOs. There was one tie between Marwin and myself, and there is no way that Marwin should be lower than me, so I moved them up. Otherwise, everything else is not my opinion. It is the average results of other people. You were, by technicality, number 16, Truls, yes. By technicality, you were number 16, correct. Either way, I would like to say that this is Pip Rank. I'm gonna bold it because this is not a this is not a PR. But that alone took a month and a half of back and forth. Then all the data collection took me a full day, and like it's not like. It's more so that it adds up, right? So let me just show you here. If I go to... Because there's a lot of stuff you don't see behind the scenes. So if I just take this out... And I can stop recording now. That's it for this.